any amount of change will require your discipline. People who accomplish great things have a certain discipline about it. They study, they learn, and they practice. They give it time daily, and they know that the more time they give it, the better they get at it. It cannot be any other way. So what are you doing about the most important thing you're here to accomplish? Your life's mission. Discipline is not a dirty word. So often we associate discipline with difficulty or punishment in some way. But discipline is simply actually a way for us to get out of our slumber. There are times when we need to rest, yes, and then there are times when we need to get up and act. Practicing a little discipline to get to where you want to go is the fastest way to get there. You are not disciplining yourself to, quote, punish yourself, as was the meaning for so many of us when we were growing up. The use of the word discipline here is to teach us that with steady progress toward our goals, the reason we rise in the morning is how they will become a clearer and stronger presence in our lives. In my previous post, I talked to you about the things that you desired to achieve. We're so often blocked by the anger and resentments you have against them. In this message, I want to teach you that your real dreams and desires, those given to you from above, will require discipline in giving attention to them so that they can come to life and be realized. It is not unlike prayer, meditation, or even brushing your teeth. You keep at it not because you were told to or think that you should. You do it because it brings you satisfaction in the long run. Like the pianist who practices her scales or the jogger that maintains a weekly running schedule, getting up in the morning and practicing a little discipline toward your end goal or the thing that you want, whatever it might be, is the surest way to get there. No one is telling you to do things you don't want to do. What is being conveyed here is that a focused discipline in your daily activities toward the thing that is your desired goal is the way you will achieve it. If you're someone who doesn't do goals or has an intrinsic aversion to them, I understand. I get it. We can have an aversion to going with the herd all in one direction and following the tread-worn paths. This is why I want to speak to you more about what you were born to do. And if you feel you have gotten past a certain age to be starting to climb ladders, I get that too. But your wisdom has value. Your life experience is worthy. And I'm going to give you a bit of a poke in the ribs to think about sharing that, utilizing that, and putting it out there in the world in some way. You don't need to climb ladders and create online empires. But what I do want you to think about is, are you feeling fulfilled and fully utilized in this world? Are you sharing who you are so that others can benefit from your experience and gifts? Primary focus on what you were born to do, what you are really here for, is often met with a great deal of resistance. That means that your greatest assets, those handed out to you from your soul, are the ones you run away from sharing the most. They just feel too big to accomplish in this world. We all have great gifts, and we all have infinite potential. But what are we doing day to day? Are we nurturing those? Do we share them? Do we set up the tools, systems, and strategies to make them work for others? For many of the most powerful and gifted women I know, much of their beautiful gifts are being hidden and tucked away because they are subconsciously and some consciously afraid of what will happen to them if those gifts are put out into the world. They fear retribution. They fear attack, judgment, and ridicule. Perhaps these fears are left over from experiences in past lives or early on in this life. I don't know. I would know what's holding someone back subconsciously if we work together privately, but many choose not to get support. They choose not to pursue anything to do with their real gifts and choose instead any number of distractions simply to run away from who they really are. Those distractions can take many forms, and if you suffer from that, you already know what those distractions are for you. It's sad, really. The world's progress is missing their piece of contribution, and it seems our evolution as humanity will simply go that much slower without so many of these wise women's efforts put forward to simply share their gifts. So my message to you today, to all of you, whether you are hiding or not, whether you are sure of your gifts or not, whether you are a woman or a man or somewhere in between, whether you are afraid of what people will think or not, is simply this: take a few steps a day toward your highest vision and do it for yourself. If you don't know what that highest vision is, simply tune in to your intuition and ask, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say to whom? This is from A Course in Miracles, and it's Lesson 71. It will require discipline. Setting aside 30 minutes a day will not harm the rest of your schedule in any way. In fact, it will liberate you in so many ways because of how accomplished you will feel. I simply can't tell you how powerful it is for me to have maintained a 15 minutes a day writing practice that has changed my life at an accelerated speed and continues to do so. I can't tell you how many times people say, I can't keep up with you. What are you up to now? And there's always more better to share. It's not me, it's God. God flowing through me, giving me a fabulous life, charging me to inspire and lift others, and to just take down the words I am given. This is a 15 minutes a day discipline I maintain and have done so for decades. And believe me, there are many days a week I state that I don't have time for this today, and I know it is a lifeline, my lifeblood, the breath through which my lungs breathe, that this practice is kept. And so I do it, no matter what. And what I find is that everything I need is continually given me to support all my endeavors. I am constantly in flow, constantly abundant and at peace. So what is your endeavor? What are you being charged to do in this lifetime? In this lifetime, at this time? What brings you the most joy? What is your secret wish or desire unfulfilled that you really do want to have fulfilled? Take time daily to do the thing. It doesn't have to have a commercial end result unless you want it to. You are simply responding to your own soul's wishes for your own greatest happiness. That's all there is. Please feel free to share with me your thoughts about this and how you feel about your own soul's mission. Much love and many blessings, Suzanne. And P.S. If you want to learn more about the work I do to support wise and welcoming people, you can find more information and can get started at the link in the description. Whether it's coaching, mentoring, or healing energy work, you decide, and then we get together and do the work.